Hi guys, welcome to our first Mat Chat video. We call this video Being Kind in Unkind Times. Why? Well, we're living in very troublesome times, obviously, but if you were to look around you or just look at the news, what do we see? We see people that are scared, confused, frustrated. They're unsure or uncertain of their own future. Nobody knows what's going to happen next. And that's why I think it's important, especially now when tensions are running high and people are scared, confused, and frustrated, that we remember the lesson, the main lesson that we teach here at Barnes Martial Arts, and that is that kindness is the ultimate self-defense. One of the things that I stress is that self-defense is anything that protects us from harm. And that could be something as simple as looking both ways before we cross the street so that we don't get hit by a car. And then, of course, we cover on our mats, we cover physical self-defense to protect ourselves from bullies or bad guys, as we call them. But kindness is the ultimate self-defense. And very often at the end of class, you'll hear me talking about doing acts of kindness, things like raking the leaves in the fall for your neighbor, or helping your mom and dad with the groceries, or shoveling snow in the winter, or delivering the newspaper to an elderly neighbor who can't go out to get it themselves. And that's really hard to do when we're locked in our own homes, but that doesn't mean that we can't do anything. Our goal in enacting and acting on kindness, committing random acts of kindness, is to be the calm voice of reason in a sea of chaos, to be an island of solace and comfort in what is essentially a sea of fear and uncertainty. And there are so many ways that we can make a difference, even when we're locked in our own homes. Think about it. We could write a letter, a real letter with pen and paper, to a friend or a family member who we haven't seen in years because we're separated. Not just because of the virus, but because, our lives take us to many different places. And we may have fallen out of touch with friends and family because they're living in a different state or a different county or even a different country. How about FaceTiming with friends and family? We've got technology at our fingertips that allows us to connect with people on the other side of the world in an instant. And people that we haven't seen, that we might have just, because of our own daily lives, kind of let go under the radar. We now have a way and the time to connect with them in ways that we may not have previously thought. How about sitting down for a Sunday dinner, or helping mom and dad make a Sunday dinner with the entire family? I know that's something I haven't done since I was a kid, but it's a great idea, and it's an opportunity for the family to come together, put the cell phones aside, put the technology aside, and just talk and relate to each other as a family. Get together, share a meal, talk about your day, talk about your hopes, talk about even your fears, but do it in a positive way that we get ideas on moving forward. Or how about taking that idea of the Sunday dinner and combining it with technology? We have multiple social gathering apps that we could use where we can get our family members who are separated from us, or friends and their families together, and we could all get together and share a meal and talk and catch up on everybody's lives and see how they're doing. How about going out on your front porch and singing to your neighbors? I know it sounds silly, but one of the most beautiful things I've seen come out of this whole coronavirus situation was in Italy at the height of the pandemic. People were going out on their balconies and singing to each other. And it brought people together in ways that were unthought of before. And spreading that joy and that message of uplift, coming together as a community and showing people hope. And I think that's the biggest thing, is showing hope in these times. And by reaching out to others, what about if you can't sing, how about telling a story to your neighbor? You can do that from your front porch. Read to somebody over the internet. Read to your brothers and sisters. It doesn't even have to go beyond your own home. Sit down, read to your younger brothers and sisters, or your kids, or sit down and color with them. Have a tea party. The possibilities are endless, and they're limited by your own creativity and imagination. The thing is to do something. It's not to sit back and despair or to be angry that you can't go out to the park or you can't go out and do this or I can't go play sports now. Instead of thinking about what you can't do, think about what you can do. This is the whole idea about martial arts. All we teach is overcoming challenge and conflict. And isn't this a challenge to ourselves right now? So be the change that you want to see in the world. And remember, kindness is the ultimate self-defense. Be that person that is kind to others in an unkind world. Thanks, guys.